Hey guys, Carl Clover here, host of Project Mayhem. Welcome back. We got another top 5 video today for you. Today, we're doing an American Dad Top 5 video. Top 5 worst things Stan Smith has ever done. And boy, I tell ya, it was hard to pick some of them because Stan Smith has done a lot of, things that were wrong to either his neighbors or friends or family. But I only chose 5 of the ones I think, okay? Let's get started. Number 5. In the episode I Cant Stand You, Stan's effort to replace his neighbors stem from his self-doubt and concerns about being perceived as a bad neighbor person. Throughout the episode, he embarks on a vicious and misguided attempt to improve his standing in the neighborhood. As the episode progresses, Stan's actions lead to humorous and chaotical situations, and unlimitedly accumulating in the result where he comes to a realization about his behavior. In this episode, Stan bought some no longer use CIA equipment, so he bought some a surveillance thing that can you can hear far away. I don't know what it's called. Brooke, if you know what I'm talking about, put a picture up on the screen. He overhears the neighbors talking that Stan talks about himself. It's always me, and then he tries to improve himself, try to think of others about the neighbors, and then they say Stan's a jerk, he talks too much, blah blah. And there's one scene there where he drowns a kid in a pool, and then he learns from mistake when he's the only one in the neighborhood, he's choking, and right before I guess death, he sees the little kid that he drowned by accident running to save him. It's like, people talk shit to each other all the time. That's just what people do. And, the kid still thinks Stan's a dick. But other than that, let's move on to number 4. Number 4. A Bully for Steve. Season 5, Episode 16. Stan becomes concerned about Steve's passiveness and decides to confront him as a bully. However, Steve soon discovers that the bully is actually his own father. Later in the episode, Steve takes the matter into his own hands by hiring Stan's old bully to teach him a lesson, showcasing Steve's ability to stand up for himself. Okay. First off, where do I start on this? Stan thinks Steve can't take care of himself, and Steve, thinking that, he'll just hire someone to get those oranges up the stairs. Right? Wrong. So what Stan does is bully and pick on Steve, don't tell anyone, and after Steve finds out that who's bullying Steve, the school surveillance cameras show him. So when he finds out, Steve on Facebook finds a Stan's old bully to hire him named Stelio Kontkos. Stelio! One probably the best theme songs back in. Stan's had enough. He says, okay, Steve, you got the oranges up the stairs, and that's the episode, basically. So, a little short and simple for you, but I had to put that on there because why would you bully your own kid? I mean, come on. Moving on. Number 3, Season 5, Episode 6. In the episode Shallow Vows, Francine and Stan decide to renew their vows. However, Stan's shallow comment about marrying Francine only for her looks puts their relationship to the test. As a result, Stan takes an extreme step by blinding himself in the effort to prove to Francine that physical appearance is not the most important aspect of their marriage. This leads to a comic and heart-filled exploration of their relationship as they work through their challenges. Viewers are introduced to Roger's persona, Jeannie Gold, the wedding planner extraordinaire. That's how the episode starts. Roger lied, planned something for their anniversary to renew their vows, hired Roger's persona, Jeannie Gold, wedding planner extraordinaire. They try and try. Stan only married Francine for her looks. And Francine only married Stan so Stan could provide for her and take care of her. And so, there was back and forth, Stan blinds himself, Francine quits taking care of her looks, give me some of that Franny Fanny, give me some of that Franny Fanny, Popeye. Okay, that's all, of course, I'm not going to be a part of it. I like this episode just because, A, Roger has a new persona named Jeannie Gold, and it's hilarious. Francine is a hideous monster, not doing all the beauty regimens. And, she looks like a fat slob. So Stan blinds himself just not to look at her ugliness. And Francine doesn't want to take care of Stan as a blind man, or, when he has said, I got dementia, runs in my family. You'll be doing that solo. So Francine, they know they have differences. They work it out, I'll help you, take care of you, I love you for your looks, It's a really good episode, and probably one of my favorites in season 5. So if you haven't really seen it, go check it out. Going on to number 2. I'm going to tell you, I couldn't decide what to put on number 2, but me reading over this and going through it, oh my god, this is probably the worst thing Stan has ever done. In the episode Dancing with Myself, like Dancing with Myself, but it's worded differently, Season 16, Episode 8. A little further in the episodes and seasons are we. Stephen Haley's childish behavior makes Stan question whether the kids are his. Hearing of a bed race in Langley Falls, he at first dismisses it as childish nonsense, but when Clouts points out the competitive side of things, he decides it's the perfect trick to toughen up the family. However, when they refuse to take a serious, he goes to the CIA lab and discovers the gene splicing experiment going on, inspiring himself to inject the kids to his own genes. His experiments turn out to be a success, but when Francine objects, he ejects her too. The changes not only affect their physical appearance, but their attitudes as well, until they lose patience with everything. When he confronts the family and demands that they follow him to the CIA to undo the damage, they knock him out cold and tie him up in the basement. After getting loose, he goes to see Matt at the CIA lab for help, who informs him that the family's kindness and balance to normal attitude, and the best situation is to find someone with equal amount of kindness, as the family wreaks havoc in the bed race. Stan and Matt turn loose some genes, altering the mosquitoes, and their bites return the entire town back to normal. Yeah, this is probably the worst thing Stan's ever done. Kids are being childish. Wife doesn't agree. Let's turn them into stands. And then the family turns everyone in town into stands. And who do they get to nice it all out? Al Tuttle. His genes fixes everything. This is a very weird episode. I love it. Hate it a little bit, but it's funny because this is probably the worst thing he's done. It would have been at my number one list if I didn't have another one that was my number one, but this has to be at my number two for many reasons. Many reasons that I love it. Yeah, I mean, if you haven't seen this is worth a watch, trust me. If you can find this on YouTube or any other site on Hulu or whatever it's on, give it a watch. Number 1, Father's Days. Season 12, Episode 1. In the episode Father's Days, Stan arrives at work and realizes that his family forgot to celebrate Father's Day. The previous day, his family awakens to notes from Stan, specifying his gifts, entertainment, and dinner for the day. But following dinner, Roger betrays Stan, accepting of a second-rate celebration. Feeling underappreciated, Stan decides to teach his family a lesson by tricking them into thinking it's Father's Day over and over again, like a Freaky Friday. With some subtle changes to the previous scene, Klaus is puzzled until Stan reveals that he has erased their memories for the better chance at his dream day. After explaining how he acquired the memory neutralizer at the CIA sale, he proceeds to wipe their memories every day for a month. Ouch. In the attempt to have his perfect day just before the scheduled start of the day, Klaus wakes up Steve and shows him his handiwork of building birdhouses for several months. They gather the family, who confronts Stan and who is convinced that he can only openly vent about their failures to give him a perfect day while believing that he can still erase their memories and reset things, but finds out that Klaus had broke his neutralizer and the previous night, and his hope lies in getting a spare one from the CIA. The family, touched by his feelings, agree to have their memories erased again, but when they arrive at the CIA headquarters, they find the second unit has been sold to a collector in Ohio. On the road trip, Stan attempts at some bonding by letting Steve drive, resulting in the SUV being wrecked. They hitchhike a ride to Ohio, facing a deadline of 24 hours before their memories are permanent, but as they just make it, Steve blocks the beam with his hand, noting that they may be better off with all their memories as family over the past day intact. Stan's actions in this episode are portrayed as the worst thing he has ever done to his family. Yes. And Father's Day, yeah. Over and over and over again, he wants the perfect day because Roger had to say something, That's second rate, day that they gave you. And it's just over. Steve builds different birdhouses. Haley does different songs. Frankly cooks different dinners. Klaus feels bad that he never got his memory erased, so he wrecks the the memory wiping device, breaking it, and so the family can remember everything, and then when Stan does vent out, he's the scat man, doodly boop 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 boop. They play that, and because he's cursing at the family, and they want to go get the other one. So this is a very interesting episode. Again, another good watch if you haven't seen this. Guys, that's it for my top 5 American Dad videos. Worst thing Stan Smith's ever done. If you have another top 5 in mind, you want me to do another American Dad, different family members, Klaus or Roger or whoever, let me know in the comments below. If you like the video, like, comment, subscribe for more. Turn on that bell for notifications to know when I have videos going up or shorts. I've been doing American Dad shorts lately, and I know y'all love them. I'm Carl Clover, and we'll see you in the next top 5 video. Later.